If your idea of diplomacy looks like a royal parade colliding with a street festival, you're watching the right video. London, a city where centuries-old tradition meets modern-day spectacle, was the stage for one of the most talked-about state visits in recent memory. The air was thick with anticipation, curiosity, and, let's be honest, a dash of British skepticism. As the city's iconic streets filled with the sound of marching bands and the flutter of Union Jacks, it was clear that this was no ordinary Wednesday. The city seemed to hold its breath, waiting to see how the day would unfold, a day that would blend the pageantry of the monarchy with the unpredictability of modern politics. For Londoners, it was a chance to witness history in real time, and for the world, a front-row seat to a diplomatic event that promised both spectacle and controversy. If your Wednesday included both military bands and protest chants, congratulations, you're in London. The city was alive with a unique energy, as the ceremonial grandeur of a state visit unfolded alongside the passionate voices of protest. On one side, the rhythmic beat of drums and the gleam of polished boots. On the other, the roar of crowds waving banners and chanting slogans, determined to make their voices heard. It was a day where the old and the new, the formal and the rebellious, collided in spectacular fashion. The contrast was impossible to ignore. The stately procession of guards in their iconic bearskin hats, just blocks away from throngs of demonstrators, each group representing a different vision of what the day should mean. The city's heartbeat was a mix of tradition and transformation, echoing through every street and square. And if you're here for drama, well, Trump in the UK never disappoints. The world's media descended on London, cameras flashing and microphones poised, eager to capture every moment of this high-stakes diplomatic dance. For some, it was a chance to witness history. For others, an opportunity to express dissent. The city became a living, breathing stage with Trump at the center of it all. Polarizing, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. Every move he made, every handshake, every wave from the motorcade was scrutinized and broadcast to millions. The spectacle wasn't just in the official ceremonies, but in the way the city itself responded, sometimes with cheers, sometimes with jeers, but always with a sense of occasion. The world watched as London became the epicenter of a global conversation about power, politics, and personality. Before the main event, preparations at Windsor Castle were nothing short of meticulous. Security teams swept the grounds, royal staff polished silverware and set out the finest china, and the castle itself seemed to shimmer with anticipation. Every detail, from the placement of the red carpet to the arrangement of the floral displays, was carefully orchestrated to ensure a flawless welcome. The castle, steeped in centuries of history, was transformed into a stage for modern diplomacy, blending the weight of tradition with the demands of a 21st century state visit. Behind the scenes, teams worked around the clock, rehearsing every step and perfecting every detail, determined to uphold the standards of royal hospitality. So, Trump and Melania touched down at Windsor Castle, greeted by King Charles, Queen Camilla, and enough royal fanfare to make Netflix jealous. The arrival was a spectacle in itself, limousines gliding up the drive, guards in full regalia standing at attention, and the royal family waiting with practiced poise. Cameras clicked, crowds cheered, and for a moment the world watched as two very different traditions, the American and the British, met in a display of pageantry and protocol. The choreography of the welcome was flawless, with every bow, handshake, and smile carefully timed. For the Trumps, it was a moment of high honor. For the royals, a chance to showcase the enduring power of ceremony. The meeting was more than just a photo op. It was a carefully crafted message about alliance, respect, and the enduring ties between two nations. Military bands, red carpets, and even Prince William and Princess Kate were on hand, because nothing says welcome like a literal army of trumpets. The music echoed through the castle grounds, blending with the cheers of onlookers and the hum of anticipation. The royal family, dressed in their finest, exchanged pleasantries with the Trumps, while photographers jostled for the perfect shot. It was a scene straight out of a storybook, but with a distinctly modern twist. The presence of the younger royals added a sense of continuity, bridging the gap between tradition and the future. The ceremony was a reminder that, in Britain, history is always present but never static. It evolves with each new chapter, each new guest, and each new moment of global attention. But outside, different vibe. While the inside of Windsor Castle was all elegance and ceremony, the streets of London told a very different story. The contrast between the hushed reverence of the castle and the vibrant, sometimes chaotic energy of the city was striking. It was as if two parallel worlds were unfolding at once, one steeped in ritual, the other alive with the voices of the people. Tens of thousands of protesters packed the streets with banners, chants, and a solid dose of British sarcasm. From witty signs poking fun at politics to passionate speeches about global issues, the protests were as much a part of the day as the royal procession. Londoners, joined by visitors from across the UK and beyond, made it clear that this was a moment to be seen and heard. The city's famous sense of humor was on full display, with placards ranging from the clever to the downright cheeky. Protesters of all ages and backgrounds came together, united by a desire to make their voices count. The atmosphere was charged but peaceful, with music, street performances, and impromptu debates breaking out on every corner. It was democracy in action, London style, spirited, creative, and impossible to ignore. Yes, the Trump baby blimp made a comeback, because history repeats itself, but sometimes with more helium. Floating high above the crowds, the now iconic balloon became a symbol of protest and satire, drawing cheers, laughter, and endless selfies. It was a reminder that in London, even political dissent comes with a sense of spectacle. The blimp's return was met with as much fanfare as the royal parade itself, proving that sometimes the most memorable moments are the ones that don't follow the script. The sight of the giant inflatable baby, complete with smartphone in hand, was both a pointed critique and a celebration of free expression. It captured the spirit of the day, bold, irreverent, and unafraid to challenge authority with a wink and a smile. Inside, Trump complimented Kate Middleton, classic Trump, and attended a state banquet fit for, well, a president. The banquet hall glittered with crystal and gold, as dignitaries from both sides of the Atlantic gathered for an evening of fine dining and diplomatic speeches. The menu was as lavish as the guest list, featuring the best of British cuisine and a selection of wines fit for royalty. Toasts were made, hands were shaken, and for a few hours the focus shifted from politics to pageantry. The evening was a showcase of British hospitality at its finest, with every course and every conversation carefully curated to foster goodwill. For the guests, it was a rare opportunity to experience the grandeur of Buckingham Palace, while for the hosts, it was a chance to reinforce the bonds of friendship and alliance. Behind the scenes, an army of chefs and staff worked tirelessly to ensure every detail was perfect. From the arrangement of the floral centerpieces to the timing of each course, the evening was a masterclass in hospitality. Guests mingled, exchanged stories, and enjoyed a rare glimpse into the world of royal entertaining. For many, it was a night to remember, a blend of tradition, diplomacy, and a touch of celebrity glamour. The logistics were staggering. Hundreds of plates, dozens of servers, and a kitchen running with military precision. The staff's dedication was evident in every polished glass and every perfectly folded napkin, a testament to the pride and professionalism that define royal events. Meanwhile, social media exploded with royal memes and hot takes. As the events unfolded, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook lit up with reactions from around the globe. Memes of Trump's interactions with the royals, clips of the protests, and witty commentary spread like wildfire. For every moment of ceremony, there was a viral post ready to capture the world's attention. The digital conversation was as lively as the streets of London, with everyone from political pundits to late-night comedians weighing in. The internet became a parallel universe, where every gesture was analyzed, every outfit critiqued, and every awkward pause immortalized in GIFs and hashtags. In a world where news travels at the speed of a tweet, the visit became a global event in real time, with millions joining the conversation from their phones and laptops. The visit sparked intense debate about the state of US-UK relations. Was this a reaffirmation of the special relationship, or just another episode in the ongoing reality show of global politics? Reporters dissected every handshake, every speech, and every awkward moment, searching for signs of unity or discord. The symbolism of the visit was undeniable, but so were the questions it raised about the future of international diplomacy in an age of spectacle. Analysts debated the significance of every gesture, from the seating arrangements at the banquet to the tone of the speeches. Was this a turning point, a reaffirmation of old alliances, or simply a momentary blip in a turbulent era? The answers were as varied as the headlines, but one thing was clear: the world was watching, and every detail mattered. On the ground, opinions were as diverse as the city itself. Some Londoners welcomed the attention and the chance to showcase their city on the world stage. Others saw the visit as an opportunity to voice their concerns about politics, policy, and the direction of global leadership. Tourists snapped photos, locals debated in pubs, and everyone had a story to tell. The visit became a mirror, reflecting the hopes, fears, and humor of a nation. In the cafes and on the buses, conversations buzzed with opinions, some hopeful, some cynical, all deeply engaged. For many, the visit was a reminder of London's unique place in the world, a city that thrives on diversity, debate, and the constant interplay of past and present. Either way, Trump's visit had everything: pomp, protest, and plenty of drama. From the grandeur of Windsor Castle to the raucous energy of the protests, it was a day that captured the world's imagination. The contrasts were striking, the emotions ran high, and the stories will be told for years to come. Whether you saw it as a historic moment or a headline-grabbing spectacle, one thing's for sure: London knows how to put on a show. The city's ability to host such a multifaceted event, balancing tradition with dissent, ceremony with spontaneity, was a testament to its resilience and its flair for the dramatic. In the end, the visit was more than just a diplomatic event, it was a snapshot of a city and a world in motion. Like, comment, and subscribe for more viral news, because this story's just getting started. With every visit, every protest, and every royal wave, the world keeps watching. And in London, the next chapter is always just around the corner. Whether you're here for the history, the headlines, or just the memes, one thing's certain, the city will keep surprising us, and the world will keep tuning in. So stay with us for more moments where tradition meets transformation, and where every day brings a new story worth telling.